Paulo said, is relaxed. Yeah, it's the day the Lord has made. And yes, still your boy Afolade. Yes, will Arsenal fans rejoice in it? Or will PSG fans be the ones to rejoice in it? Wow, it's going to be a long evening of football, by the way. And yes, we can get right through to this one. Yes, Arsenal lost the first leg 1-0. And now it beckons on them to at least win this game if they want to force an extra time.
Yeah, the job is very simple. For us to, go to the next round, which is the final, we need to first of all cancel, better the result what the PSG got in the first leg. Go ahead and level the tie first, and go ahead and also take the lead and win the game in 90 minutes. So we know what to do, and I expect the boys are well motivated for this match, because this kind of matches now is not just about we analyzing it or talking. It's about how those boys are mentally, physically, how they are, or if they are well prepared for it. And I just want to believe that the manager and the coaching staff, they've given these players the right motivated them, giving them
The right motivation,
and letting them know that 1-0 you are not down. You are 1-0 down in the first half. This is the second half. You can come back and you can do it.
First leg, then this is the second leg.
More or less like the first half also.
Yeah. So now looking at the way things are panning out right here, it seems PSG won't be a stroll in the park, because if you win the first leg, definitely you become the favorite.
Yeah, of course. Going into the game, they have they've taken at least more of the percentage. Going into the second leg, and the fact that they are playing at home is also a very big advantage to them. But in football, at times, home doesn't really matter. We saw what happened yesterday in the game between Inter Milan and Barcelona. We saw how Inter ran away in the first half with 2 goals at home. There, one would have thought that that would have been all over for Barca, but second half Barcelona was able to come back into the game, and at a point they were also leading before they surrendered the lead, and with everything ending extra time. So for PSG, they've got the advantage at home, but at times football doesn't recognize home or away. We've seen this same Arsenal go to one of the if not the biggest, or to me the biggest stadium in world football, talking about the Santiago Bernabeu, and despite the intimidation, despite everything being said and done, they went there and they got the victory. So I believe with the right motivation coming to Parc des Princes here, Arsenal will definitely get the job done.
Yeah, you heard Paulo right there. It feels Arsenal is going to get the job done. Well, it's going to be a long night of football here, and like last night went straight to extra time. Will this one go straight to extra time? If you missed last night, Inter Milan defeated Barcelona 7-6 on aggregate. The one yesterday, 4-3 from the first leg, 3-3 that they played, and it was an exciting game, mind blowing. You cannot but feel the pressure, even as a neutral yesterday in that encounter. It was mind blowing. Some will call it final before final. We've heard a lot of people, including myself, that has been the best game of football I've seen in a long time. Really coming at each other. I think the last time I saw a game like that was the World Cup final between Argentina and France.
Well, just, to be honest, me myself as an Arsenal fan, watching that match yesterday, in fact, it's a match you cannot just blink your eye, because when you blink your eye,
can't take your eyes off it.
You might regret blinking your eye. So it was right from even the first leg, it was an all entertaining football, attacking versus attacking, and to be honest, me myself, apart from probably the last time I see something similar to that, probably when Arsenal played PSV away, when goals were just flying in left to right. But the difference is that this time around, the both team Talking about Inter and Barcelona,
Yeah.
they were, going at each other, and with the controversies, also the tackles, you could see both. So, to be honest, probably one of the best games so far in the Champions League in the last probably 2-3 seasons now.
Yeah. I think maybe more than 2-3 seasons, because that
I just don't want
yesterday
to
was
expand
mind
it because,
blowing.
but that yesterday
No,
was.
no. It was a wonderful game of football. We hope tonight will be wonderful also. The players exchanging handshake right there, some with a hug. But now one man was missing last week, but this week is back in the lineup. His name is that Ghanaian. Thomas Partey is back for Arsenal after serving after I missed the last game from that accumulated yellow card from the game of against Real Madrid. Now we see PSG going 4-3-3 with Donnarumma in goal, Hakimi, Pacho. Most likely, I think an unchanged side. Just I think Dembele is not in the starting 11.
The only changes to the lineup is Dembele, Bradley Barcola coming in place of Dembele. In the first leg, he picked up a knock and he was replaced. And we've heard a lot of rumors about him not being able to, not fit for this match. But about 2 days ago, the manager talking about the Spaniard, Enrique, said he trained and is fit and available. But I was even expecting to see him in the lineup. But to my surprise, I saw him on the bench.
You don't want to start a player that is just coming back from injury in an high intensity.
I think
like
he's
this.
really injured, because if Dembele is not injured, to me, he would have started him.
It's
might
the
not be
same
that
way
serious.
like Lewandowski. When you are just coming back,
There's difference between Lewandowski.
Okay, yeah.
Lewandowski has been hard for a while.
3
now.
weeks, yeah.
Yeah, but this one,
It's just a
I don't-
week
Is that because if the injury is that serious, I don't think it will be.
in the lineup.
in the lineup. But at times these managers don't know what they do. They know what they usually do. They do bring those players to also put fears in your opponent, to intimidate your opponent. And they will be expecting to see him. That is when PSG are chasing the game, because by that time I think Arsenal would have.
From before the game kickstart, as an Arsenal fan, what do you picture this game to be like in reality?
To be honest, at this moment, as an Arsenal fan, I've been supporting Arsenal for more going to 2.5 decades now. But to be honest, I can't really say this is how I want the game to go. All I just want is that how I want Arsenal to play it, but all I want is for us to win and qualify. Because what I'm saying these things, I've seen several times Arsenal will set up to play beautiful football and we
still lose the
but
game.
I don't care how we are going to play it, even though we play it ugly, give them the whole possession. But all I want is the 3 point. I want to, follow the principle of the special one, Jose Mourinho. He doesn't care. You can have the possession all as far as he's got the victory.
But Arsenal fans criticize Mourinho a lot.
That is what I'm trying to say. I want to align with him as far as this match is concerned.
Just win. And you heard him right there, Paulo just wants to dance home. I want this day to be a day Arsenal will rejoicing. So the game has started. PSG launched it forward, something like what they did
Exactly
at the
what
start
they did at the first minute, trying to.
Yeah, when a tactic work for you, then you stick with it.
Yeah, and I want to believe, Mikel Arteta actually saw what happened, and they would have been able to, because I don't know why you just pass the ball and kick it away to. So let's see if they can.
And Arsenal on the attack right there. It's Bukayo Saka running down the right, face to face with Mendy. Mendy, and he tries to beat Mendy. Oh, Mendy recovers fast and wins back that one. Gives it straight to Kvaratskhelia. Back to Mendy. Mendy plays it out, was blocked. Back to Mendy again. And he sends a long one forward. And Arsenal on the attack from the first minute of this encounter as expected. So it is Arsenal attacking right now. And it looks like Arsenal is not playing at all.
Yeah, we need to also attack, because they are the one leading. So for us now, we need to attack and at least level the tie for, because we cannot come and defend. We need to attack. And that was one of the reasons. You look at that yesterday match. When Inter was leading 2-0. I think it should be is it half time or during the first half that Barcelona got a 3 to beat one, from Inter's corner. I was like, you are leading 2-0 already. I think in the second half, and you have to put about 3 or 4 players
up front, going forward.
Going forward, why? So, but for now, I think Arsenal needs to attack and get the goal.
Yeah, Arsenal needs
because
to attack.
Getting the first goal in this game will be very, very crucial for Arsenal.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Luis Enrique on the bench, the coach of PSG, who has really, really done a great job with PSG so far. I'm impressed with what he has done with this team. Eliminated the egos in the team, and he actually has guided these boys to become men to some extent right there. And Arsenal still attacking down the right. It's Bukayo Saka with the ball right now. He cuts into the box but got dispossessed by Kvaratskhelia and lost possession again. It's Timbers who will cross this one into the box, and it's a goal.
My word,
Declan Rice couldn't put that away.
Oh my word, how do we not score?
My goodness. He couldn't power that.
Wait on.
I think Marquinhos made it difficult for him.
Yeah, he couldn't, direct it towards
goal
not
right
far
there.
away.
Yeah, not far away right there. So goal kick to PSG in this one. Donnarumma about to take this one, and he's taking his time before he takes it right there. And it won't make sense if we get an early yellow card. So he sends that one straight down the left. Arsenal still with the ball coming at PSG, and Martinelli running down the left. And he has the pace, and he wins a throw-in off Hakimi right there. So Arsenal has a throw-in at this point. Thomas Partey ran straight and to take that throw-in right there for Arsenal Football Club. Yeah, he knows how to send this long into the box.
Yeah, when it comes to sending it long, I wish he has this is our own Roy Delap when it comes to sending long.
Delap, long one into the box.
And
safe!
Oh my God!
By Donnarumma!
Oh my word! Arsenal!
Oh my goodness!
Declan Rice again!
Oh! Oh! Martinelli didn't really place that attempt very well at goal. It looks like PSG already feeling the void of Dembele.
Well, I don't. So far, they've not. We can't really say for now because one, they are playing at home, and the person that comes in for him is also, I think it was also a starter in this team. What's his name? Dwayne started dispossessing him, and but so far they've not started brilliantly like the way they played in the first leg. But
I think the way he came into his position, but it was Barcola that actually replaced him in the starting 11. And he crossed into the box. Oh, fine, still Martinelli with the ball. What can he do with the ball? Cuts back, he crossed into the box, headed out again. And PSG are defending at this point in time. I think Arsenal is doing what PSG did to them. Early in the embers of that last week game, PSG came at Arsenal.
Yeah, and they came at us and they unsettled us. And we before we could recover from that, we considered, it took us about 20 to 25 minutes in the first half before we were even able to at least complete up to 5 passes at once. So, but I think Arsenal is trying to also do the same thing back to them. So far in this game, they've been at the back foot, but I don't know if it's the tactics also from them.
Yeah, so Arsenal has a free kick Bukayo Saka brought to the ground. We can see Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal coach right there, who has done a great job with Arsenal so far. Though just one FA Cup and one Community Shield to show for it all this while. But let's hope he wins a major, maybe a league or a Champions League title. And Saka cuts back, and still Saka with the ball at the edge of the box. And he set it straight to Martinelli. Martinelli will run at Hakimi still with the ball. Runs into the box with the ball. Oh, he crosses it and that would be a
Yeah,
corner
goal
kick
kick.
to us.
Okay,
It's
corner
a
kick. I
corner
thought.
kick to us now.
Wow.
He
And
managed
Martinelli
to
has
go
been,
past.
both Martinelli and Saka have been very, very involved in these early stages. And look at how Martinelli has been taking on,
Hakimi,
Hakimi. Yeah.
yeah.
And Hakimi, in fact, he hasn't breathed in this game so far.
Yeah, he hasn't really had time to settle into this encounter. 7 minutes of that encounter so far. So Arsenal has a corner
Oh,
kick
let's go.
at this point in time. So Declan Rice will take this one. And yeah, hopefully, maybe, just maybe, luck will shine on them. And he takes it into the box. Oh, Donnarumma parries it. And that's going to be another throw-in for Arsenal. It seems Arsenal ain't going to leave this PSG team except something else to move. But in the process of this, they need to be careful.
That's what I wanted to say even before we took that corner, because we know they are very quick. Also, I just hope a player like Martinelli doesn't go too front, because he has the pace to.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Not
my word! Oh,
Odegaard!
wow!
That beautiful shot at goal, but saved by Donnarumma again.
Wow!
He struck that very well. That was
Wow.
a strong
I
left
think
hand.
Donnarumma has been
Donnarumma.
that weapon that has fashioned against Arsenal so far in this time, because even the
It,
first
it looks like
we saw
Donnarumma
it,
is
and
down.
is that wall of Jericho will definitely triumph over this wall of Jericho, and it's down. Or is he trying to waste time?
I don't think you want to be wasting time at the 8th minute.
Is it what happened to him?
No,
There was-
it's the stretch. I think his shoulder. Look at that
Wow.
stretch. Look at that
And
stretch.
it's beautifully
You see that it's a
stre-
full stretch. See,
Odegaard is
it's a
that
full
one
stretch.
time. Wow.
Yeah, and that ball came with venom. So the force, he struck it with venom. So he
Wow.
will feel it. He will feel it. He will feel it. He will feel it. So Donnarumma is currently receiving treatment right there in that encounter. It's the second semi-final of the UEFA Champions League 2024-2025 season. The first 36-team format group stage, and it has been really, really exciting. Talking about UEFA and the arrangement, it seems they know how to really, really add more glamour to their competitions.
Of course, when we heard about this competition, a lot of us, have been very skeptical.
This new format.
This new format, yeah, I've been very skeptical. How is it going to work? This and that, But we've only witnessed. We've not even concluded the first season of this new format. But I think a majority of our football fans are beginning to like it, because it has really exposed, some teams.
And because Saka takes the cross into the box, and PSG will try to clear their lines, and that will be a throw into Arsenal once again. It seems as PSG ain't resting.
And I
anytime
think Donnarumma was also trying to cool the pressure,
Calm the
calm the,
tempo of the
because
game.
look at the way the game is going. I think he already knows that if he
And a
continues
long
like
throw
this,
into the box. Oh, headed out. And a shot blocked. And Partey with the ball with the cross into the box. Headed out once again. And Arsenal keeping PSG defending so far. First 10 minutes gone in that encounter.
Oh.
And PSG steals possession. And yes, they're on the counter. It's PSG with the ball. And the crowd. Oh, and David Raya was there to allay any fears for Arsenal. Now, that's what we're talking about.
I believe first time you seen PSG, in the
Attack.
first attacking, it amount to nothing. But Arsenal needs to be very careful. Also, looking at, I think that was Martinelli that lost possession there, or what's his name again?
That was Skelly.
So he needs to be very, very careful. You don't just lose possession to this very fast, PSG side.
Now, look at the way Arsenal is set up. You can't but see the empty empty space that lack of a striker has cost.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons, Arsenal. To be honest, the board, I don't know what they've been thinking all this while, not getting us a striker. This should be a play on.
Yeah, the referee says it's a
How
train.
do you go down expecting
A
a
foul
foul
there.
like that?
So it's game on in that encounter. Thomas Partey again has a throw in at the 12th minute of that encounter. Yes, will Arsenal maximize this one? Sends that one into the box. The player headed back down straight to Thomas Partey. And Thomas Partey dribbled past his mark and a cross, low cross into the box. But PSG players was right there. Ruben Neves, to be specific, right there. So throwing to PSG at this point in time. It's still Arsenal 0, PSG 0 in the first 13 minutes of this encounter.
Yeah, I think we're beginning to see, how Arsenal wants to play. They are playing like a team that really knows that they are down. They want to get the goal, and if not for what's his name now, Donnarumma, that has been very fantastic in this first half so far for them. Arsenal could have gotten a goal, more especially from that what's his name, Odegaard's shot.
Yeah.
Another day that could have beaten
Any
Donnarumma
goalkeeper.
or any other goalkeeper, but so
You
far.
know, one thing is working for Donnarumma is Martinelli, who is going at Hakimi, but that will be a train to Arsenal. One thing has been working for Donnarumma, the big size,
Yeah, it's
the
high.
big
and
hands,
we need to give kudos
the
to him
height.
because not all keeper that are that big that can easily go down. Looking at that ball from Martin Odegaard, how he quickly
Struck it, went down.
and he went down. Some top keepers they have they don't going down easily is always a
problem.
But for Donnarumma, I think he has both
And
everything.
Thomas Partey will send this one into the box. A flick of a header, and it's still pressure mounting on PSG. Thomas Partey again finds Odegaard turns, and still with the ball. Send it straight to Thomas Partey down the right. Returns it back to Skelly. A touch, Arsenal playing one touch, lost possession right there. But back to Arsenal right there. Skelly finds Bukayo Saka, who came in
Very
deep
deep.
to get the ball right there.
You could see almost all the players wants to be involved.
Yeah, they have to, because this is the season
It's the final for them.
decider for them. So if they don't do anything in this game, they will be left empty-handed in the
Is
season.
that a goal kick?
Yeah, that would be a goal kick. The defender just shielded him off the ball right there. So
Wow.
it's goal kick to PSG. 15 minutes of this encounter gone already. Wow. So far, 15 minutes. Paulo, what's on your mind?
Well, with what I've seen with Arsenal so far in the first 15 minutes, the confidence is beginning to build. The hope is there that we can go ahead and do Ramatorda, or how they call it in Spain, and we just need to make sure we don't concede and get the first goal in this game, and go ahead and even getting more. Because so far the way Arsenal have started, they've started like a team that knows that they are chasing the game. So to be honest, we've been very, very good, and I hope this should be the chance now for us. So this should.
Oh, a miscued pass there for Arsenal. PSG will attack via Desire Doué, who will run down the lane and still with the ball. Yeah, what will he do with the ball right here? Oh, he returns it back to his teammate in the mission. And yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, Arsenal, what I've seen with Arsenal so far is that the players are hungry. You could see everybody wants to, all Arsenal player wants to involve. Look at when it goes to throwing. Look at the pace Thomas Partey using, gathering the ball and quickly, and you saw Martinelli taking on about 2 or 3 players, including Saka. Saka also dropping deep, and even the man that was heavily criticized in the first leg, talking about the captain, Martin Odegaard. I think he has also been well involved in this game for Arsenal, and with what I've seen so far, I'm very confident that we'll definitely get the job done.
Yeah, definitely right there. They wants to get the job done. No matter what you're doing, it's the Champions League time and Kvaratskhelia with the ball at the edge and he shoot. Oh, straight to the woodwork. My goodness. That was a well-struck attempt from Krishka Kvaratskhelia, the Georgian international right there. Wow. Now, this game is going to be hot.
Yeah, and it's going to be, and I think Mikel Arteta should be able to have read, the game plan of PSG because I think they've used a wide man talking about what's his name now,
Kvaratskhelia.
and the other guy from the other flank. And
Bakola.
this is the first time we've actually seen Kvaratskhelia really, go at us.
But his first attempt straight at the woodwork, almost going in.
Yeah, and he's used to this kind of balls. Since I've known Kvaratskhelia, once he caught back, he likes taking those kind of balls. And Arsenal needs to be very careful and quickly close him down. And because if you close him down, you definitely take him out of the game.
And look at
Look at the
that
space
again.
now given to him. So.
Oh.
And he struck the ball very
He
well.
struck the ball. He wanted to go and celebrate already. He just saw that the woodwork came to the rescue. Oh my goodness. So it's a long ball forward for Arsenal. Bukayo Saka controls this one. And oh, that's a foul on Timbers, and that's a yellow card.
Is that Mendy or Pacho?
I think that should be Mendy. Yeah, that's Mendy.
Well, good for him, at least, so that Bukayo Saka will be able to torment him now.
And that is not the best. Getting a yellow card at the 19th minute of that encounter. That's a stamp. That's a yellow card. 100% spot on by the referee right there. So let's see what will happen at the end of the day right here.
And I've not really seen much from Mikel Merino in this game. I just hope he comes to the party.
Oh my god, so the game is eating up.
Well done, Skelly.
My
Well done,
goodness. This guy.
Well done,
And
Skelly.
is this guy really 18 years old? Or there's something more to it? Because he's playing
Let's go,
as if
Saka.
he's a full-blown
Let's-
player right there.
Well
Bukayo
done,
Saka.
referee.
Oh, the ref is just playing
Oh my
right
word.
there. And it's PSG back in possession. Fabian in the heart of the midfield for PSG finds Neves, and this PSG trying so much to control the pace of the game right here. So it's game on in that encounter. Still PSG nil, Arsenal nil. 20th minute it is already, and the game is beginning to heat up.
Yeah, I what I expect from us now. I take it right to straight to them, and we've done that. And it's just we've been unlucky. Not been able to.
They've been unlucky too.
Yeah, but in terms of how both teams have played so far in this, if there's a point for how you have performed so far in the game, I think Arsenal should be leading them by now with that.
Yeah, so Arsenal in possession right there, finds Bukayo Saka, returns it back to Odegaard, and Arsenal trying to lay their imprint on that game already, and Odegaard with the ball, and you will pass to Declan Rice, still with the ball, and straight to Martinelli, and concedes a corner kick right there. So corner kick to Arsenal right there at this point in time. So Arsenal has a corner kick. And Declan Rice raises his hands up and he takes it into the box. Oh! And that's a proper clearance from the PSG right there. Defending with everything they got. Bukayo Saka plays in his teammate and a cross into the box. Oh, straight to Donnarumma. Arsenal will have to do something special to go back Donnarumma in this encounter.
Well, it has been, very, very good in this game. Not just this game, even in the first leg. Because if you look at the first leg very well, I think he made more saves than David Raya in that game. It was very, very instrumental for them, and so far. But we just hope we'll get the chance, to break his backbone there. Wow.
Oh, that was a. Oh my goodness, PSG with a good chance and he shoots. Oh, David Raya was there. Now this is one thing about PSG. Clear-cut chances, they fail to put it away.
Yeah, we also saw it, in the first leg. I think the second half, when Arsenal was now pouring out with what's his name, Goncalo Ramos, and including even Bradley Barcola. Missing those chances for them. And look at another time. And this is what I'm also saying about Arsenal. Look at how we just gave them that ball, so easily.
Yeah.
I keep saying it. If you know you are not 100% sure that your pass is definitely going to, your teammate there, why don't you boot the ball? Boot it as far as away, or safety first, than you just playing a blind pass. And look at it, almost cost us there.
Yeah, it almost cost Arsenal right there. So, David Raya with the ball right now. Oh, we find Declan Rice straight walks through the midfield and straight to back to Saliba. Saliba with the ball right now. Finds Merino. And it's Timbers who will find Martinelli down the left. And Skelly on the support. For us, and straight to Odegaard. Odegaard returns it back to Skelly. Skelly with a cross. Oh, that's a long one across the field. And the lineman said that's an infringement against Arsenal right there, against Bukayo Saka, to be specific right there. So
yeah, I just hope Arsenal can try and one time, again use Bukayo Saka there, because what's his name, Mendy now is already on a yellow card, and he'll be very, 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 very cautious of how he's going to mark there. And I think it was Saliba that played that ball that lost that pass there.
So PSG wins back possession in this one. And the difference between yesterday's game and today is the harvest of goals.
Yeah.
Both first leg and second leg.
Ooh.
And so Fabian back with the ball. And Neves was dispossessed. Bukayo Saka now with the ball. Lost possession again. Straight to Hakimi. Hakimi with the ball right here. And returns it back to Neves right there. The PSG midfielder right there. And looking at the way this is panning out, it seems like maybe PSG can defend all 90 minutes and just try to and Arsenal has a yellow card.
Is that Timber?
Declan Rice. Declan Rice has a yellow card.
Wow.
Oh, he mistouched that one. Oh, that's a yellow card. You can see even Enrique was already giving him the card even before the referee right there. So free kick to PSG in a dangerous area, and Arsenal needs to be careful right here. They really, really need to be careful. Now set piece FC has a set piece to defend right here, and PSG made it one already. My goodness. Wow. Oh my God. Fabian on that one. And PSG just made it one. Oh, now there's a mountain to climb for Arsenal. It's not 2-0 on aggregate. That's one thing that happens when you have your chances and you fail to take them.
Well, you could see this was a very, very, fantastic goal from them. Just like, almost similar to the one in the first leg. The ball just came, gave, back to book. What's his name? Dembele, and he hit it.
Not Dembele, that's Fabian.
No, I mean the first leg. And
okay.
Looking at this one now, he took the ball.
Oh, he took a deflection.
And there's nothing any David Raya could
nothing
have done
he could do.
Because
and he took out Martinelli and struck the ball with enough venom.
Yeah.
Enough venom.
And this is what we say in football at times. When you have played, or that was why when you asked me before the game, how would I want Arsenal to approach? I was saying, we just need to win. It doesn't matter how we play. But looking at this game, how Arsenal have played, one would have thought that by now they would have at least gotten something. But we've been unlucky, and the chance they've got now, they've converted it. So we need to be very careful. And looking at from how we considered that goal now, it's as a result of that free kick, from Declan Rice. Lack of concentration there, losing that ball and picking up a yellow card there. And we almost got from, we almost conceded earlier on from something similar, when we just gave the pass away. And it seems we've not really learned our lesson on how to, give accurate passes, or even when you are on the ball.
Playing under pressure, especially.
Full concentration.
So Martinelli will run down the left. What can he do? Well, finds other guys with a cross into the box, headed down, but cleared by the PSG defender right there. Still Bukayo Saka with the ball right now, and yes, he returns it back to Timbers, straight to Skelly, and Skelly couldn't find his teammate, and my goodness, PSG has a good chance. And that was a good save by David Raya.
Wow.
Now Arsenal needs to be more careful.
Wow. Going forward defensively, Arsenal needs to be very careful, because you could see now almost all Arsenal players are just running up for to go and see if they can get goal. And while doing that, looking at this ball now, it was from what's his name, Skelly. He lost possession there. You have to be very careful.
But was under too much pressure.
Yeah, that is why I say you could have kick it long now instead of one thing about most of all these players, they don't want to just lose possession, and they want to retain possession even in difficult positions. You look at 2-3 players charging at you at once, and you are still trying to hold on to the ball when you are not a magnet.
Yeah, so half an hour of football played already at the Parc des Princes. It's still PSG leading 2-0 on aggregate right there, and 1-0 tonight. They are leading already. So it's Arsenal attacking down the left. Merino finds Odegaard, back to Merino. Timber straight to Odegaard, and Odegaard with the ball. Still Arsenal trying to attack with the ball. Apart from those early embers, now Arsenal has really struggled to create any more chances.
Yeah, the game is beginning to
heat up.
Is it settled down for both teams now, or for PSG, because they've been under constant bombardment of attack from Arsenal from the beginning. But I think Declan Rice
Yeah, didn't really get him, let him get a proper stroke on that ball.
Yeah, and David Raya also, had to
Go
uh,
down
yeah.
fast. So Saliba plays in Bukayo Saka. Oh, Timbers right there. And uh, I think something needs to change about this attack of Arsenal if they are to come back into this encounter. And they don't have that luxury of that depth that PSG has.
Yeah, and that's the one problem we've had with Arsenal this season due to injury. We have at least about 2 or 3 players out there that could have been on the field today, but due to injuries.
And a cross into the box, headed down,
Ooh,
but
Merino.
Merino couldn't get the desired touch on it.
Wow.
That was not bad.
If the ball was facing the goal pole, I don't think what's his name, Donnarumma would have been able to stop that one.
It was slow. Maybe he would just run towards the
you
ball
are right about that.
and just get a hand to it at the end of the day. So goal kick to PSG at this point in time. PSG leading 2-0 on aggregate, 1-0 as it stands tonight. So it's PSG with the ball right now, still keeping possession right there. And Arsenal wins it back. Declan Rice with the ball, drops it off for Martinelli. And Martinelli, he looks tired already, Martinelli.
I think that pass was even too much to me. We know Martinelli is always full of running. We saw it, at the Bernabeu after playing almost 90 minutes. The last minute of the game, you see how he ran. Even outran the guy that just came in, talking about Franz Garcia. So we know him is full of running. But at times, at the moment, he just needs to catch his breath because so far, to be honest, among if you ask me, from Arsenal players that have really been trying their best in this first half, I think he's probably the number one, because we've seen Aya has been taking on 2-3 defenders in this game with his pace, and also coming back to help the defense. So but that pass that was sent to him I think it's too much from Declan Rice.
Yeah, I think it's too much for Declan Rice or for Martinelli. So it's still 1-0 at the 35th minute of this encounter. Paulo, if Arsenal is ousted today, what would be your take of Arsenal season?
Well, it's another disappointing one, to be honest. Coming to the season, there were a lot of expectation from the fans, and not just Arsenal fans alone, including some rival fans. I think, to be honest, only if they don't want to say the truth. If they say the truth, some of them will tell you they've been jealous of Arsenal's performance in the last 2 seasons, going play in the league, how we've pushed Man City, all sort of things were said. But looking at this season with a lot of analysts and pundits predicting that Manchester City will definitely drop, and that could give Arsenal the opportunity. But truly, Manchester City actually went as the way most analysts and pundits actually predicted them to go down. But I want to believe most of those analysts and pundits never expected Man City to go flat in the way they did at a point in the time in the league.
And Arsenal with a chance, and PSG defending venomously right there with a lot of courage right there. So you can join this conversation on our live chat. Let us know what you think, what you feel about this game so far. And yes, really not some of the comments we have here. Adeline says, "Let's go PSG." Let's go. Anuka Maka says, laughing emojis right there. And Arsenal now go see Shege Banza today. Like, that's like telling Arsenal fans that they won't really have that rest that they desire right there. So Saliba sends that long one forward and a drop header, and he will shoot, but his shot was blocked. Odegaard with the ball straight to Martinelli. What can he do with this one? Once into the box, dribble is marker across into the box, headed out, follow up shot, Timber, but the shot was blocked right there, and it's game on in that encounter. Still, PSG leading 1-0 right there.
Yeah, and you know, Arsenal have not actually relent. After going that one go down, I know it's about the goal has really probably unsettled them a little bit, but you see they still pushing to see if they can get something from it, but
And that's all important clearance from that Arsenal player right there.
yeah.
It looks like PSG are beginning to tame this Arsenal side.
Well, I think they wanted to play how they played in the first leg. Try to pin Arsenal at the back, but it didn't actually work this time around.
Oh, don't you think maybe Enrique just wanted to absorb the pressure and hit Arsenal on the counter, which
Well,
has resulted in a goal for them?
Yeah, but
Because the new Arsenal will
it
come
was
and
not
then.
as a result of the counter that they actually got the goal. But the truth is that if they had the opportunity of pinning Arsenal at the back like they did in the first leg, they would have done that. And I think Arsenal also saw that. And you see from kickoff they did exactly what they did, boot the ball out, and resulted to throw it. But this time around, Arsenal didn't actually, because if you look at that first half, probably Arsenal quickly pick up that ball, throw the ball on time because they were at home, wanting to quickly continue with the ball. But this time around, you see how he took his time and make sure everybody is at the right place where they are supposed to be before he took the throw in there. So for PSG, they're beginning to come, and I want to believe the manager have instructed the players to at least push up now, because you can't continue to defend that kind of the way Arsenal have been playing in that first 10-15 minutes, because if you continue like that, you definitely concede a goal. That's why how your goalkeeper has been very, very brilliant for you, but you can't sustain that.
And the ball straight to Bukayo Saka, who finds and a switch down the left, but straight to the PSG player right there, Hakimi, the Moroccan international, who will want to be in the Champions League final with PSG. Now, is the Champions League PSG has been chasing? They really wanted it. Will you say this can be their season if they can get past us now?
Well, it might go either way, because both teams, I think they've not just PSG only, including Inter Milan. Inter Milan too, they've bled for it for a long
They've
time. I
won
think
it
the last
before.
they've won
PSG
it.
has never won.
It's not about
Yes.
winning it before or not. It's
No,
about
it's a lot. It speaks a lot when
it
you've won
speaks
it
a lot,
before.
but when you are not prepared for it, and you are not serious about it, just saying because I've not won it before doesn't make you gives you the trophy. But for both teams, I think if
And that's a long clearance from
that's not a foul.
look at that drop ball. Couldn't pick his teammate right there.
Yeah,
So
it took deflection of I think Thomas Partey there. Yeah.
yeah, so into the last 5 minutes of the first half already, and it's still PSG that's leading in this one. Can Arsenal find a way back in this encounter? Clock is ticking, time is running out. How far do you think Arsenal can go?
Well, I think we'll go all over. If require going to 120 minutes, we might go. But I think this PSG, one goal. If they concede one goal, I want to see how they are going to, respond to it, because the way Arsenal have been playing in this game, we saw how they collapsed against Aston Villa after going, I think, 2 goals down,
2
2
goals
goals
up.
up in the second leg. Just after conceding that one goal, they actually collapsed. So let's see. So far, they've not. They've been very good defensively, and their keeper has been very, very superb in this game. So let's see how they will fare. I just hope Arsenal will be able to, crack open this stubborn share and at least get the goal. One goal first, then let's see how they are going to, react or respond to it.
And Thomas Partey with the ball finds Bukayo Saka down the right. And
Is that offside?
Doué
Okay, true.
drops the other one, throwing to Arsenal. And Arsenal still playing. Odegaard drops it up for Bukayo Saka, who will attack into the box. Cuts back a slow pass. Oh. Oh, that would be a goal kick to PSG. Look at that low ball. Oh.
If you, what's his name? Mikel Merino there.
Yeah.
Looking at that goal again, and to be honest, Fabian Ruiz, he actually did.
He took a deflection off Saliba.
Yeah, and at the same time, you need to give credit. Also
I think it was going straight to David Raya, but it took a deflection right there. And you can see the PSG fans celebrating massively right there, the goal of PSG. So 43rd minute it is, 2 minutes to half time, right there at the Parc des Princes. And is PSG leading 1-0 and 2-0 on aggregate right there. So now David Raya with the ball right now. Straight to Saliba. Saliba returns it back to David Raya. And David Raya sends this long one forward for Bukayo Saka to chase. Bukayo Saka with the ball right now. Calls back a Lobo. That was intercepted by the PSG player right there. Now, Arsenal needs more bodies up front the way it seems. But they can't afford to lose defenders because the way this PSG is coming at them is massive.
Yeah, I think probably in the second half, Mikel Arteta will want to at least throw in more bodies. Probably bring on the likes of Ricardo Califori, who is back in this game. He's also a very tall lad, big lad. And like Lewis Kelly, he can also move the ball. We've seen him do that, a lot of times.
The
So
ball struck his belly, and the young man went down, felt it.
probably in the second, I have to bring in somebody like that. So then you now have to play probably three at the back, allowing what's his name?
But playing three at the back against this PSG side, it will be really, really a big risk.
Well, it looks like that, but at the moment you are already down, so you have to take all risk.
But does that mean you should go down? We've seen teams
in my work,
stay with
we've seen
their plan.
Well, no, it's about how you now execute that kind of plan. What I'm saying is that if at all you want to bring in one play three at the back, now bring on probably Calafori or any other.
Is he on the bench today?
He's on the bench. He's fit. He's on the bench. Bring in on, because to me, if you look at Arsenal, or probably bring on what's his name now, Leandro Trossard. Who is more fit than
during the halftime break, we'll talk about the substitutes that can come in and do something in this encounter. But right now, 2 minutes additional time given already in the first minute. Is PSG leading comfortably 2-0 on aggregate. And if Arsenal exit the Champions League like this, I think the fans will have to be really, really disappointed in their team.
Yeah, of course, and more especially the anger and frustration needs to go to the
after defeating Real Madrid.
Not just, even you could saw it. We defeating Real Madrid. It's still the same set of 11 players. Even looking at our bench, we don't have the bench. That day it's just that the 11. We set out that day was it actually worked out for Arsenal. And even that day we were playing with a false nine also. and with a lot of injury. On a normal day, a player like Kiwo will not be starting, and that is where Arsenal fans, have to vent their anger towards the board, because the board failed to, back up Arsenal. And
Thomas Partey with a long throw into the box, headed on, but Donnarumma comes and grabs it easily right there. So, with the way it looks, it seems PSG will be leading to the halftime.
well, I think this should be the last kick of the ball. Let's see if the referee will end it. But the way it looks, since the ball is still with them, I think Fabian Ruiz go. Enough for them to go one go up during this. To halftime rather.
So, PSG now leading 1-0 cause it's halftime already in that encounter. First half gone,
Yeah.
1-0 down, 45 minutes to go.
Yeah, another disappointing first half, not in terms of performance, but in terms of result. Because if you look at Arsenal approach,
Scoreline.
in terms of scoreline rather, and the result so far, if you look at
The game has not ended, so we don't
that's why I
have the
said so
result
far.
here. We
Yeah,
don't have
that's
the
why I
result.
said
It's
so
still
far.
the
It's still
scoreline
yeah.
so far.
So the scoreline, and because with the way Arsenal have performed, one would have thought, early pressure we get us a go, but we were very very unlucky. We've jammed a rock at the back. Talking about the PSG goalkeeper, Gianluigi Donnarumma.
But it was still the same goalkeeper that Arsenal went past 2 good goals in the group stage.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say now. That today we've been unlucky. Also, looking at how we've played in the first 10 minutes. If you look at the way Arsenal approached that game, if you were to be maybe other matches, we might have even gotten 1 or 2 goals. But so far, in terms of the scoreline, not happy with it as an Arsenal fan. I don't know if there's any Arsenal fan out there that would say is happy with the scoreline, but with the performance, with the goal we conceded was. To be honest, you can't really fault anybody, that goal, apart from probably the free kick, because that one is still defendable. But, when the ball came in, I think it, what's his name now? Is it Dwayne or someone, crossed the ball back there and it fell into the, what's his name now? Fabian Ruiz.
The cross came in. Thomas Partey headed it out.
Out back. Now,
so it's straight to
straight. So you can't really, fault anybody there, because there was even a deflection, there. So, but overall, how Arsenal have performed, I wouldn't say we've performed the best, because we are still down, but they've really shown intent, but it's not enough so far. So we need to add more in the second half.
So Arsenal needs to add more intensity to their game if they want to get something out of this encounter. So let us know what you think of this first half. Let us know how you feel about it. Just hit us up in our comment section right there. Now, today's formation, first half we've seen Donnarumma in goal, Hakimi, Mercurius, Patro and Mendes, the defenders, and Ruiz, Vitinha and Neves in the midfield, and Kvaratskhelia, Doe and Bakola up front. So far, so good. It has worked for PSG.
Well, it has worked for them, although Arsenal have been, able to at least, compared to the first leg, because you look at the first leg, you saw, what's his name, Kvaratskhelia, was going wide, having freedom, at a point, him and, what's his name, Timber, he was giving Timber a lot of tough time. But so far, apart from that, that ball is struck that hit the woodwork. I think he has been, a bit contained in this half, and so including Due, their front line up there. But I think where credit should go is the PSV defense there. They've been resilient at the back, including the goalkeeper. But with the absence of their talisman, talking about Usman Dembele. A lot of people want to see how they are going to perform. And I said it even before the match. I don't think there's any more change, because there is Bakola, who have been playing constantly before the arrival of Kvaratskhelia, that forced the manager to track force him to deploy players and different wings. So the PSG have they've tried, but I think their defense and the goalkeeper have been very, very brilliant for them in this half.
Yeah, the goalkeeper has been brilliant. And Arsenal with their typical 4-3-3, Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Keywall, Skelly, Lewis Skelly, Odegaard, Partey, Rice in the midfield behind Saka, Merino, and Martinelli up front. This is practically the formation, the starting 11 and formation that defeated Real Madrid. But it doesn't look like it has really brought anything positive for them so far.
Different opponent, different approach. What work against Real Madrid might not work against what they call them, PSG. And that what they call them, all teams are different. And if you look at the way Real Madrid set up to play against Arsenal that day, is different from how Paris Saint-Germain wants to play. And I think PSG are more composed than the way Real Madrid played against Arsenal. And talking about Arsenal's lineup, is the lineup that I think is the strongest, not just strongest, but best lineup based on availability of players that Arteta have at his disposal right now. So he has gone with them, but so far it has not worked. But you could see the difference of the lineup compared to the first leg, where they were under constant pressure in the first leg. Though in this game also, they've also been under pressure at some point in times in this game. But you could see there is a little bit different. But very disappointed that we considered that goal. And it's Arsenal have been very, very unlucky. And looking at Arsenal and
but PSG has if you look at the first half, PSG has the clearest of the chances
in this game.
Yes.
Well, you're talking about the one that hit the wood.
1-on-1. Look at this 1-on-1 they've had. Look at this one. These are clear. This is what we call point blank attempt.
But when you look at the stats says Arsenal has more chances than them.
No, clearer. That's why I said clear chances. If you look at the shot Odegaard struck, you look at how many number of bodies was in front of him.
Look at this one.
Look at this one on goal at the goalkeeper. Bakola, Doe, and look at that calling attempt from Kvaratskhelia.
That attempt from Kvaratskhelia, but I think he did his best there. But a player like is it Bradley Bakola that took that one should have done better with that chance he got there. But talking about clearer chances, I think they had their moment, and this is one of the moment they've got, and they took it. And Arsenal have not been able to took their own chances. Not because Arsenal is not shooting, but it's just because we've been unlucky, and the goalkeeper also have been there, to make sure that it clears up those balls.
Look at how the manager, the goal meant a lot to them. So Beraldo, Dembele, Hernandez, Likangin, Mayulu, Mbaye, Gonzalo Ramos, Tape, Tenas, and Zaire Emery. Then the reserve goalkeeper, Safunov, right there. Look at this 1-on-1 attempt again.
I think he took the ball.
These are clear-cut chances.
But this one was, well blocked and
So out of the bench of PSG right there, the guys that you think can add more icing on the cake?
Well, it's depends on how, because these are the same lineup. The same bench they had at the Emirates, and we saw that the bench, after when they started coming in the second half, they didn't actually, made any significant impact. Rather, they even had more gave Arsenal real, because if you look at the second half when they brought in what's his name now, Goncalo Ramos and Brady Barcola, that was in this first leg. They had, I think they had one-on-one. There was one Goncalo Ramos tip that hit the woodwork, and I think Barcola also. So looking at this bench today now, you only have to call on Ousmane Dembele, who we don't know if he's. I want to believe he's not even 80% fit, because if he's 80% fit, he would have been in the starting lineup today. Though if they need to call on, they need him to come in. I think he's the man that they will turn on to. And talking about their players, there's also Zaire Emery there also, the young lad that has been caught the eye of many football lovers with the way he has been playing. And also, Goncalo Ramos also on his day, he is also a very good striker. And so apart from those guys, I don't really see them bringing on any players that can maybe influence the game for them.
But looking at Arsenal, there's Butler, Yedeji, Calafiori, Henry Francis, Jorginho, Ethan Nwaneri, Setford, that's the third goalkeeper, Neto the second goalkeeper, Sterling, Kieran Tierney, Trossard, Ben White, then Zinchenko.
Yeah, and today's Arsenal bench is more healthier than the one we had in the first leg, because in the first leg we don't have the luxury of Thomas Partey, what's his name now, Jorginho, and Ricardo Califo. We understand that Thomas Partey was not due to injury but due to accumulated number of
Yellow
cards.
card.
Yeah, yellow card. So, and if to be honest, I want to say something here. Looking at that first leg, if we had Jorginho that day, he would have started that game, allowing what's his name to play as in
Declan Rice.
He would have played in the Partey's position, and Rice would have still played his position. So it's also, that was why I could remember that day we were on set together. I said we have about 7 players out on a normal day, given the kind of second, each one of them would have been on the pitch. But today we have him, and a lot of people will say today that we don't really need him is now available. But Mikel Arteta at times he knows what to do. And one thing about Jorginho, that he can't defend really well, and he doesn't have the legs. But when it comes to passes, he knows how to give those passes. So, but there's Calafiori and Leandro Trossard there. In the first leg, Trossard, I was very, very disappointed with his performance. Even when each time I look at the replay of the first leg and I saw that big chance, he missed. I see instead that he could have bring that ball back to his right foot, because he had the chance, and because it was even like more or less like one-on-one, but though it was coming from the side, because anybody, if he goes down there from the PSG player coming from the back, that would definitely be a penalty. So it's still there, and let's see. And there's a name most Arsenal fans will not want to hear, right? Sterling on the bench also. So let's see how Mikel Arteta and the boys respond to this. And I was talking about if we have to go all attack now, play maybe 3 at the back. To me, probably withdraw either one of Lewis Kelly or Uren Timber. Allowing Thomas Partey now to play as the right back, or withdrawing Lewis Kelly rather, allowing Kiwa to cover up. Then Partey will have to be dropping back. Then bring on is either Calafiori or what's his name now, Leandro Trossard, to join the attack.
But Calafiori is not an attacker; he's a defender.
But against PSV at the first leg, we saw him. He was pushed forward because he was there also. And what I'm saying,
he was just playing the role Skelly is playing, pushing forward from the left back.
In fact, Tierney was there and he came in also. I think Skelly was withdrawn and he came in for Lewis Kelly.
But that is PSV.
But now you need the.
There's some things you can't try against PSG.
If you look at how Ricardo Califori plays, even me, see him at the back, I prefer him let him go and stay up front and be doing those, because he likes to take on players try risky things at the back. I prefer him going up from there. Or if even though you don't want to bring it, what I'm saying that is also he has the height. Then start pulling on the cross. We've seen with Manchester United most of the matches they've played towards the last 10 matches, including the Europa leagues. We saw how they put the big man now talking about Harry Maguire up front when they need go. So it's not about it's a left back anymore now. If we want to look at that, the man striking for Arsenal today will not be playing as the number 9. So Arsenal needs to do. Mikel Arteta, I want to believe all these things I'm saying. He would have also think about them. So it's the manager. We hope he makes the right decision.
And now, before the second half, we can see the players working out already. With all that is coming out, it seems Real Madrid is on the neck of Arsenal for Saliba.
Well, this is how Real Madrid usually do. They like stalking players, try to convince players,
especially when they're in their second or the final year of their contract.
His contract, talking about William Saliba, will end in I think 2027.
Yeah,
so they
just
try
2 years
to do,
from now.
Things like to make sure he doesn't.
Persuading.
Arsenal already working on him signing new contract. Him signing new contract doesn't mean if Arsenal wants to still let him go, we've seen a lot of players sign.
Well, at least Madrid will have to pay proper pay.
We've seen some players sign contract maybe in January. Then summer you see them they
leave.
They sell it. So
but it will be very difficult.
Yeah,
they have to pay a lot.
At the moment, I think him himself will still wants to commit his future with Arsenal because there's looking at how Arsenal have been going so far, you could see that there's improvement year on year. What the team needs now is a complete, bringing a proper number 9 squad depth. I think that's what has actually been Arsenal issue this season.
Yeah, squad depth it is, and it looks like it's Gyökeres that Arsenal is really focusing on to bring to the club.
I'm even beginning to feel tired about Arsenal chasing striker. Today you wake up, you hear from this what do you call them, journalists about how linked to Gyökeres. They've also been looking at Victor Osimhen, looking at the guy from RB Leipzig. But we might even be surprised. They might be looking at other. I know they are also looking at other players, but maybe because they are not that big for their club or where they play for. That's why the names are.
I don't think there's any other 2 major strikers on the market apart from Gyökeres and Victor Osimhen.
Yeah, and not just apart from them, but the difference between both players is that they want to live where they are. That's just it.
That's what I'm saying. That's on the market. The market means they want to live.
There are other strikers also, but might not be scoring as high as that. But
that's why I said major strikers that are on the market. That means they are for sale. Yeah. You don't bring something to the market that you don't want to sell.
So and Arsenal just needs to get in a proper number, a goal puncher. Creating chances. I don't think is the issue with Arsenal. It's about who we get those.
And Bakola attacking down the right there, but returns it back to his teammate. Back to Fabian, the goal scorer. And the PSG are really comfortable in this encounter.
Yeah, they're leading.
And the cross into the box. And Timbers will clear this one for a throw-in to PSG. So throw-in it is right now at the 47th minute of that encounter. So, Paulo, what are your expectations for this second half?
Well, I expect Arsenal to, put in all their best in this second half. Go it all at once now because it's now or never now. You're already 1 goal down in this match now, and 2 goals down on aggregate. So it's now you give your best. Play everything. Give out your heart, even though it doesn't go your way. At least everybody will see that you've
give your best.
Yeah.
So, you heard Paulo right there. He said, at least Arsenal should make sure that they give their best. So, Arsenal in possession of the ball. Martinelli down the left. What can he do with the ball? Tries to move. Hakimi was at the right place at the right time to stop that run and took the ball from, and Hakimi set it forward for Bakola, but Saliba gets the ball and wins it back for Arsenal. Odegaard returns it back to Kiwo. Kiwo straight to Timbers. Timbers straight to Saliba. Back to Kiwo, and it is Skelly with the ball right now. Thomas Partey holding on to the ball right there. The Ghanaian international, who is currently negotiating a new deal with Arsenal because his current deal expires at the end of the season. Another one fantastic player that Arsenal, I think, maybe because of the injuries, that's why they didn't open contract talks soon enough.
Well, yeah, and they're trying to look at the record with Arsenal. I think Arsenal have actually enjoyed Thomas Partey in that was last season. And probably this is the best season we've really, enjoyed him. Seeing him
Staying
play,
fit.
staying fit. And I still believe, they'll definitely give him a contract. It might not be a long one, but probably maybe
But
1 year and another. This is how they do it, plus option to activate one. So let's see. Because
Option
they did
of
that with,
another year.
Jorginho last season, and the reason Jorginho was still at Arsenal because they activated that
extra
option.
1
Yeah.
year. Yeah, and Jorginho looks to have agreed personal terms with Flamengo,
Yeah.
and will be going there as a free agent. Flamengo of Brazil, as right there at the end of the day. So game on in that encounter. It's 50th minute of this one. Bukayo Saka is down, holding his leg, and this is one sight any Arsenal fan don't want to see. And Ousmane Dembele has been sent to go and warm up.
Yeah, just to send to feel his leg and give the fans some things to
cheer.
about.
But they already have something to cheer. They are leading one goal
Yeah,
to
it's
nil.
also to boost the morale of the fans. This managers, it's not just about it's also how you work on your fans. How because the fans also win you game. When they're already cheering, but immediately they see Dembele, you see the cheer go louder. It signals something that we've got some. So it brings beliefs in players also. So for PSG, them sending him up to go and cheer, it's also part of them trying to put fear also in the heart of Arsenal and their fans also.
So Skelly lost possession, and Thomas Partey had to intervene there, but danger not averted, and that will be a free kick to PSG. And Timbers, that's a foul. He missed the ball totally. So free kick to PSG. Something like this was what gave back to that goal.
No, this one was even different because this one now he's trying to win the ball from.
No, as in a free kick like this.
Yeah, it was a set piece.
Brought the goal. But with the way it looks, PSG will just try to run down the clock. 2-0 lead is LD.
It's LD, but that's what I'm saying. It's LD, but I just want to see Arsenal getting one goal. Let's see how PSG will react to it, because we've seen it many times. Teams going 1 goal, 2 goal up. Once they concede 1 goal, I could still remember the match between Tottenham and in Amsterdam against Ajax Amsterdam. They lost the first leg at home, and they went to what they call it. Is it Johan Cruyff Arena there in Netherlands? And they were, I think, about 1 goal or 2 goals also down in the first half. And you see, after that first goal, what they call Ajax conceded, everything fall apart. So I just want to see, and so far Arsenal have not been able to break the backbone of this defense, and let's see how PSG will fare, because to me, even against what they call them. Aston Villa, they crumbled after scoring conceding that first goal. So let's see if Arsenal can do something similar.
And that's a long ball from David Raya to Bukayo Saka, but he couldn't keep that one.
And you could see what they're trying to take out Bukayo Saka, using the pace of Kvaratskhelia Mark Bukayo Saka. Maybe in this second half, I've seen him more and try to push Mendy inside more because he's already on the yellow card. So they brought on Kavicius Kvaratskhelia to use his space to counter Bukayo Saka.
But it looks like it has been working.
Well, so far he has been able to, I think he dispossessed Bukayo Saka once, and here now, though this pass, the pass to Bukayo Saka here was too much. So, but
And Thomas Partey lost the ball in a dangerous area. And PSG are back in possession. Straight to Pacho, who said it straight to Mendy. Mendy finds Kvaratskhelia, plays in the run of Mendy. Mendy running down the left with the ball. What can he do with the ball? Drops the pass. Still in a dangerous area. Odoye wasn't patient enough to do the proper finish to that ball. PSG coming out gradually. Looks like they can still add more goal cushion into this
well,
one.
it looks like because at the moment, they know Arsenal will wants to, come at all, and they themselves they know that if they can, get another opportunity to counter, they can also get a goal.
But it won't be the best that Arsenal will go 180 minutes against PSG and not got a goal. So David Raya with the ball right now sends that long one forward, but headed out by Pacho. And it looks like now this second half PSG has been able to contain Arsenal.
Well, and it's because you could see how Arsenal are playing. You see David Raya now taking long ball. Before you look at the first half, he was just trying to pass it from the back. But in this second half, you see him going long. And that is why I said now, if you want to go long like that, then make sure you have two players up front. Looking at Moreno now, when you kick the ball towards Moreno and he heads it now, there's nobody there to get the ball. So you need to, go. If you want to go long, make sure you add one other person to support him. So when he heads that ball, at least the other person is there to pick up the ball.
So 10 minutes gone already this second half. And PSG still leading 1-0 and 2-0 on aggregate right there. Bukayo Saka was fouled and that will be a free kick to Arsenal. Then David Raya will take this one. And he needs to be careful coming out this long. And he struck it straight. And Arsenal drops the header cleared by the PSG player right there. And Luis Kelly has been awarded a yellow card right there for pulling down the PSG player. Skelly should be careful. I think he needs to calm down.
Well, he needs to calm down, and they both contested for that ball, and he went down. But just want to see the replay there very well because I don't know how it was actually down, and the PSG player was on him on top of him, and the PSG still got the free kick.
And Vitinha with the ball right there tries to run into space, still with the ball in the box, causes one, but David Raya was equal to the task. Grabs that one.
Talking about Vitinha also, he's a very, very good player, for
fantastic midfielder.
And
one of the best in
his
position.
Many Premier League followers or fans would have forgotten that he was one time a Premier League player.
Yeah,
and
at
couldn't
Wolves.
Even make it. He was struggling. He had to go back home to Portugal to is it rejuvenate now or
yeah.
Before coming back now to PSG, and since he joined PSG, he has been fantastic for them.
Yeah, so Bukayo Saka with the ball at the edge of the box and he will shoot, but his shot was blocked by Nuno Mendes. This same Nuno Mendes did a very good job on Mohamed Salah.
Well, he did a very good job, and even a lot of people were in the first leg also. He tried his best against Bukayo Saka also, and so far in this game he has tried, but he's on a yellow card, and you could see that he was getting a lot of help, and two people quickly closing down Bukayo Saka, but so far he has tried his best.
So corner kick FC has a corner. Bukayo Saka takes that one and Donnarumma parries it out. He was trying to go at goal himself. The
Wow.
ball would have gone in.
And
Wow.
that's a very dangerous corner kick, you know.
Yeah.
Even for as a goalkeeper, you don't know if it's coming down or somebody's coming to head it. And I think Donnarumma did the right thing there. Instead of
Yeah,
trying
you
to
just
hold
parry
on
it
to it.
over the bar. Yeah. So corner kick taken again into the box, and that will be a goal kick to PSG right there. So 1 hour of football played already at the Parc
Wow,
des
he couldn't
Princes.
connect that ball very well. That could have been a goal because you see Donnarumma couldn't get onto. Okay, this is
The first
the
one.
first one, yeah. But the second one there, that he couldn't get onto it. That could have been a goal if he were able to direct, he said towards goal.
Goal kick taken by Donnarumma straight into the middle, headed out by Kiwa straight down the right. And I can't see Arsenal playing like a team that is down and is fighting back. So that will be a free kick to Bukayo Saka right there. Now 1 hour of football gone already, Paul. This encounter, Arsenal performance so far to you.
Well, after going one goal down, in the first half, you could see the level of performance actually drop
Dropped.
a bit, and so far they've not really, as far as we are still chasing the game, that means we've not really, played better, but just want to see.
And a cross into the box, parried out by Donnarumma. And Fabian will attack with the ball. And Saliba tried to stop his own long ball forward. Arsenal wins back possession. And passes straight to Julian Timbers, who played it straight at Desire Doué. And that will be a throw-in to Arsenal Football Club. So it is still PSG leading 1 goal to 0 in this one. Julian Timbers will take this throw. Oh, drops it. For Thomas Partey right there in that encounter. So, yes, 1 hour gone. Now, we are approaching towards the dying embers of this game gradually because we just have 30 minutes left to regulation time in this one.
Yeah, and I think it's probably high time, the manager will decide to, make. Ooh.
And I think Thomas Partey should be taking that
Yeah.
from that position. He had no business passing and a cross into the box. Still Arsenal in possession. Of the ball right there. So it's still 1-0 at this point in time. Will Arsenal do the needful? Maybe or maybe not. We don't know right there. 62nd minute of that encounter already. And that will be a free kick to Arsenal and PSG on that attempt on Kvaratskhelia. Now it looks more like Arsenal don't have a plan B.
Well, I don't know with what they call Mikel Arteta. I think he should be at this time start bringing on making substitution. I highlighted some areas he can exploit. From Arsenal's players to retreat the formation and bringing on personnel. So far, he has not actually done that. I don't know why he's still waiting, but let's see how it goes. And PSG are not that explosive anymore like they were in the first half and second leg. You know, they've seen that they're already leading 1-0. You just want to, you know, calm things down, see if there's opportunity for counter. So it's now Arsenal needs to, you know, change their own pattern of play.
Thomas Partey with the train into the box. Zadue, dribble pass 1-2. Long ball forward. Saliba wins it back. And that was risky from Saliba.
Yeah, you know, he's one of those players also that don't likes to clear out ball. He just wants to, you know, make sure he retains it.
And Arsenal with a good chance right there, but they couldn't convert again. Bukayo Saka with the ball right now. Will cut back and he shoots! Oh! That was a beautiful save from Donnarumma. Wow. And a beautiful attempt for Bukayo Saka.
Wow.
Just the edge of his hands.
Wow.
And my goodness. Just the tip of his finger did that save. Wow. So corner kick to Arsenal, the 64th minute of that encounter.
Why don't you change the, you know, pattern? Let someone come take his shot.
And a cross into the box. Oh, the PSG player has that one out. And Bukayo Saka goes down. And the referee says
no foul.
No foul. Right there. VAR will check that. So we'll see if there's a shout. And that was a good save by David Raya right there. So Declan Rice with the ball right now. Still Arsenal in possession
So Donnarumma is
of the ball. It looks like that Bukayo Saka ball was rightfully decided by the referee.
Yeah.
Because I think if there was something there, VAR would have checked.
I've not seen much of Martinelli in this second half.
I think since Bukayo Saka made that attempt at goal, it has really increased the morale of the Arsenal players. They are beginning to come out a bit better. I don't know if you notice, since that attempt of Bukayo Saka, look at how Arsenal has been coming out to play.
Yeah. He's in the ball there again. VAR.
The referee has been sent to the VAR
To check.
I think to check that Bukayo Saka's
Is this Bukayo Saka incident or is there any other
penalty
incident?
check. Yeah, it's the Bukayo Saka. You know, I said
See,
it that
you know,
if
I'll be surprised. Let's see, because we saw the penalty given to Inter Milan yesterday. Let's see what is going to happen there.
let's see if there is a contact there. Oh, it's against Arsenal. Penalty.
Ah.
Why will you fling your hand like that?
Well, I don't think it was.
You don't. You fold.
Yeah.
You fold the hand in
actually
the
moved the
box.
hand,
That's a penalty. Wow. It's going from bad to worse for Arsenal. Because PSG has been awarded a penalty right there. Inexperienced defending from Skelly has cost Arsenal a penalty in this one. I think if this penalty is converted, I don't think there's a waiver for Arsenal.
It will be in fact, it will be a mount. This one will be more than Mount. What they call it, Kilimanjaro.
It'll
or
be a serious
Mount
mountain.
Everest.
Now we were saying it was the absence of Thomas Partey. We were saying it was the absence of Thomas Partey. But now Partey is there and they've considered two.
Yeah, that was first leg at home. The absence really, his absence was really felt in that game. And right now, away from home, we are struggling also. Though if he had played that first leg, it might have gone our way. And also, at the moment now, it might also, it might also been going our way also, yeah. But so far with his inclusion, we've not really improved. It shows that we still need some areas we are lacking. And Mikel Arteta is beginning to make those changes I was craving for, calling for. He has brought on Ricardo Calafiori on now, and what's his name now, Leandro Trossard, and just have to confirm the players that have been out. And I don't know why it took him this so long for him to make those changes.
And PSG lost the opportunity to make it two, and Vitinha couldn't convert that one. David Raya saved it.
Well done, David
to
Raya.
keep Arsenal
Well done,
in
David
this
Raya.
encounter.
Well
Wow,
done,
wow,
David
wow.
Raya.
Wow.
Well done, David Raya.
I think that was a terrible penalty.
Hope alive. 70 minutes.
He went
Wow.
on a full stretch and he saved it, David Raya. So, 70th minute of that encounter. Still, PSG 1, Arsenal 0. Bakola is currently being withdrawn. I think it will be Osman Dembele.
And you see what I was
That's
saying about
coming.
Mikel Arteta making those substitutions. You already brought on Calafiori now and Leandro Trossard, withdrawing what's his name? Skelly. And I believe Kiwo will definitely be playing, as a other centre back. As a left back centre back now. So let's see how the change. And Martinelli also has been withdrawn.
Yeah,
So,
for Trossard.
Yeah. Because at this stage you've played and you've not been able to, at least you need to do some twerking, bring in new
blood,
blood,
yeah.
And this is a great opportunity PSG missed to have at
Kill-
least
seal off
seal off
the
the game. But it's,
So corner kick to PSG, taken and headed out by Arsenal.
but if Dembele was on the pitch, would he have? I don't think what's his name, Vitinha would have taken that one.
Maybe we can only say maybe right here. There's even Kvaratskhelia who can take it on the field, but it's a penalty.
Perhaps he's one of the penalty taker.
Yeah, it must have been before being awarded that penalty.
But, well, we've seen some managers, they just once it's penalty, they quickly bring on. If it's the real penalty taker,
No, that's penalty shootout, not the penalties in the match. And Arsenal lost possession again. Now Dembele is in the game. Desire Doué now running down the right. Now Ousmane Dembele will play from the false nine position that they started with last week. And William Saliba right there. Straight to Leandro Trossard, who just came in. And Odegaard back to Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey set it straight to Bukayo Saka, who will run down the right there. Two on him, doubling up on him anytime he's with the ball right there. Send it straight back to Julian Timbers, and it's the 72nd minute, approaching the 73rd minute of that encounter. And Arsenal still have a lifeline. Lost possession in a dangerous area. Kvaratskhelia will run down the left, and PSG just made it 2 after losing that penalty. And yes, who more than Hakimi made it 2 for PSG. Now, it looks like is beyond Arsenal.
Well, it looks very much over, and you could see from the two goals Arsenal have conceded today is by their own making. The first one, Declan Rice, not fully concentrated there and give the ball away, and then he now had to bring down the PSG player to avoid the guy running on to go, but eventually the ball leads to go. And looking at this one again, a simple pass there, they couldn't hold on to it again, losing possession again, and they've been well punished. And the issue here is that now, once Arsenal make a mistake or commit error, PSG punish them, but Arsenal have not taken advantages of those few mistakes and errors PSG have committed also. That's just the difference. The Arsenal not been able to take their chances, and PSG taking their chances, and that was another fantastic goal there, and nothing David Raya could do again in this game. And I think he has really tried his best. It's just that he has considered at least three both legs now, but looking at David Raya, he has been a very, very fantastic goalkeeper for Arsenal.
And Hernandez has been brought on for Desire Doué, and it looks like PSG are going to defend this one.
Yeah.
So David Raya sends that long one forward down the left, and the referee says there's an infringement on the PSG player right there. That's João Neves right there. Oh, it really, really crashed to the ground right there, holding onto his shoulders. And yes, PSG really, really wants this Champions League.
Well, they have to face the Italians, is it the Nazuru Millionaires, or what do you call them again? Nerazzurri. So it's not going to be an easy game. We've seen, including Inter Milan, how they want to play. Inter Milan don't care about possession. We've seen them. They also play with strength, and they've also got what it takes. So let's see, and if PSG eventually meet Inter Milan in the final, that means I can't remember the last time I'll be seeing a Champions League final without England or Spanish team in the final. I think it's been a while. I think it's been either one of them not been in the final.
Yeah.
I think it has been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
It's always if you
either
at least
Spanish
you must
team
say a
or
Spanish
English team.
But
in
this
the
time
final.
around, even the Spanish team. Okay, the last one I went crashing in the semi-final. So it's been a very, very different Champions League to the one we used to. No.
So Donnarumma took the ball and went straight to the ground. And honestly, I know that as an Arsenal fan, you'll be disappointed in your club. Looking at this now, how long will it take Arsenal to do the needful?
Well, I think with this, the board just they need to do the needful on time now, because once we are out of the Champions League, it means you don't have any
trophy left.
Now it's just for you to go.
And Arsenal pull one back.
Bukayo Saka. Wow.
And 14 minutes to go. Arsenal pulled one back already. But VAR will check this one.
Well, he went down easily. He wants to waste time. I don't think there should be a foul. Yeah.
No, I don't think there's a foul there.
He went down to. He wants to. I think he wants to. Wow. And that was a good. I don't think he should. Is it Pacho that actually deflected that ball towards Saka there? Let's see VAR who have to.
I think that goal will stand.
Yeah, because looking at the ball, it shouldn't be going down.
It stood already. So 2-1 to Arsenal at the 77th minute of the game right now. I think this goal should be a morale booster for Arsenal.
And I just hope it has not come too late. Let's see. It should be a morale booster for at least. the stage was set for Arsenal to come into this game at least get something, but everything just went bad with that goal they conceded in the first half,
And a cross into the box, but Bukayo Saka couldn't convert
and
that
I think
one.
Bukayo Saka is now going in as the
Number
number
nine.
9 now. You see him going everywhere now, trying to see if he can. Honestly, Bukayo Saka, in fact, he has been one hell of a
You know,
player
I
for
keep
Arsenal.
saying that, when your team is down, you need the right attitude when you are down. You cannot be down and be walking on the field as if nothing is at stake. You know, that attitude, that hunger, the desire to come back. Oh, I think the referee sends the ball back right there. And free kick to PSG as it is right now. Now 79 minutes of that encounter.
But it would have been very, very
Is
bad if
Arsenal
Arsenal, play both legs without scoring at least one goal at all in this game. And it's not that they were not trying, but it's just that they've been unlucky, with.
And Arsenal has a chance again to make it 2, but they couldn't do something special from that attempt right there. David Raya with the ball. We send this one down straight. And header by Timbers. Clearance by the PSG
Partey is
defender.
now playing as
Thomas Partey with the ball. Finds Saliba. And it looks like Thomas Partey is now playing an inverted centre back role. And Leandro Trossard with the ball right here. And Saliba drops it off for his teammate and runs into the box. A cross! Oh!
Bukayo Saka. Oh my word.
Saka lost a golden chance there. How did he not tap that into the back of the net?
That was it. Oh.
How?
My word.
That was a big chance. He really missed a big chance right there.
Teta complain about time wasting.
Oof. My God.
In fact, that would have been a big error from what's his name now, the goalkeeper. He couldn't time the ball perfectly well, and probably
I don't think it's really about timing
I
alone.
think
The ball was faster than-
also probably what's they call it Saka,
Not being able to get the right touch,
thinking maybe
distracting
yes.
Saka, yeah. Because
But-
if he had stayed on his line, I don't think there's anything he could have done about.
or even try to control that ball. If you are even try to control the ball.
So Kvaratskhelia attacking down the right for PSG. Can they do something right here? Comes back and drops it for his teammate, and he shoots. David Raya parries that one and headed out by the Arsenal player right there. And that's a free kick to PSG at the 81st minute of this encounter. Look at that attempt. Dropped it off. Dembele.
That was a very difficult one because that ball could have ended at the back of the net.
It was just lucky
was
that
just- yeah,
the
because-
attempt went straight at him.
Yeah, and you could see him, just coming back from the other side, and he had to quickly react. And David Raya, I think he deserves some accolade there, at least making sure that ball didn't beat him there.
So free kick to PSG right now, and let's see if they will convert this one. And Ben White is about to come on.
Probably to replace Uren Timber.
Yeah, most likely. It looks like Timbers is tired. And that was a good attempt from Hakimi, but it went off target
Wow.
right there.
If Bukayo Saka, converted, if that ball at the back of the net there,
But Arsenal will still have needed one more goal.
yeah, and everything, he can change everything. It's football.
He could.
And you could see, after that one goal now, you see how they just stepped up a little bit.
And Arsenal still in possession of the ball right there. And Thomas Partey straight to Odegaard. Odegaard tries to dribble, but lost possession. Nuno Mendes sends a long one down the right. And Hakimi couldn't keep that one in play. And it's going to be a throw-in to Arsenal. And substitution. Right now, Ben White has been brought in for Julian Timbers at the 83rd minute, I beg your pardon, of that encounter. Now, Arsenal looks like they'll be going empty-handed this season again.
Yeah, the Champions League is, slipping away very fast from Arsenal with the scoreline so far. And if Arsenal will progress to the final, they will need a very big miracle to happen, and the miracle needs to happen, and it should be a miracle that have not happened, for Arsenal this season. We have to happen at least in the last, because we've got less than 6 minutes plus probably additional time, to play. So as it stands now, there's still 2-1 down, and it's looking like it's PSG going into the final, and everything, no trophy for Arsenal again this season, and it's a very, very sad one for Arsenal fans, and that's like
But I begin to hear a lot of Arsenal fans begin to lose hope in what Arsenal can do. How do you share in that school of thought?
Well, the truth is that looking at since Mikel Arteta took over from the interim manager, that was Freddie Ljungberg. After Unai Emery was sacked,
And the PSG with another chance. Can they convert this? Still with the ball shading it outside the box.
yeah, and it took him about 2-3 seasons before he was able to make things happen for Arsenal. And we saw that last two seasons and last season, and so far this season. Though if you look at the last two season performance compared to this season, I think Arsenal have dropped. You saw Arsenal having more points last season than this season, including last 2 seasons. And even look at Liverpool winning the league, as early with a fewer points that Arsenal using, coming second for the past 2 seasons. But with what Mikel Arteta has been doing with Arsenal, I think it's still not the final stage, because when you look at this Arsenal, you see that it's not really complete, because you can't go without a striker. You need a striker, and you need squad depth, and you are not getting it. And so I think Arsenal fans, every Arsenal fan have the right to be hungry with whatever thing Arsenal have been doing as a club, for the past 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons. But I just want to say that at the same time we need to be very, very not just give up hope completely, but give let's give the manager the benefit of doubt and put the blame on the board, because I think they failed to strengthen the squad. Look at Arsenal
the way they should.
Maybe usually, when that was striker. Even during the January transfer window, they had opportunity. I was saying it here. I could remember I was here also one time during that January transfer window. I was saying, if you can't get at least those what they call it, those striker you are hoping to get, like in the likes of Victor Osimhen, Gyökeres, and those big names, try at least getting somebody for us. You can't tell me that a transfer window will open, because those ones you want.
But you have to consider FFP too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you've let you let some players go also. those ones that are not necessarily there. There are a lot of players, we had there since January.
But one thing that will happen right now is that a lot of key players in this team will start looking at where they will get silverware. The likes of Saliba can come into this fixture and all. So, what do you think? Arsenal, don't you think Arsenal will lose some of its key players?
Well, I don't say Arsenal losing key players this season, but for Arsenal to lose key players this season, all clubs who once season ends, they always have a plan. Sit with the players, and this is the way we want to go, and they have to present their plan. And if those players believe that they want to bring in top-notch quality players, also, you understand, they will have. If you can't tell me that. Bukayo Saka knows that Arsenal is bringing on a striker in the likes of Victor Osimhen, what's his name, Victor Gyökeres or Alexander Isak, and he says he's losing hope because he already knows that this guy that is coming is a very. So
now they have to make a statement. Yes. To convince the other guys that they are ready to.
Yeah, that's what football club usually do. They bring in one player. Look at what happened. To make a statement. We remember Manchester United with that. When they brought on Cristiano Ronaldo, and it was to me. I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo was a necessary signing for Manchester United, but it was also a statement of intent.
But he was already going to Man City.
Yes, and why I said that is that because I don't really think they really needed him. But one, they made a statement. The fact that he was alleged, they don't want to see him go to another Premier League club. But at the same time, looking at the impact he brought on, at least. But at the end, it still didn't work. But that season, we saw. I think he got a lot of goals for Manchester.
I think about 20 goals.
He got a lot of goals. It was the second season everything started going apart. When he had issues with
the
manager. Is it so?
Lack of respect, according to Ronaldo, and all.
Yeah.
So 90th minute it is right now. PSG still leading 2-1. It looked like no way back for Arsenal.
Still 90 minutes, and it's still a top order for Arsenal. For Arsenal to even force this game into extra time, now they need to score two goals, and 90 minutes, and we'll be waiting to see how many minutes of additional time that will be added. So
but even looking at it, Arsenal needs to score, but PSG are dominating.
At the moment, but that's what I'm trying to say. That PSG is just trying to wind up the time. They are not in a hurry anymore. You see them going on, taking the ball to the corner flag to make sure they wind up the time there, and it's always very difficult. When a team is doing that, and that's the best thing for even Arsenal in this situation. The PSG, if we are the one in this, we also
want to run down the clock.
So, and it's always very difficult, when they start throwing, but making sure they play to eat you to go back to throwing.
And it's going to be 5 minutes additional time in this one. I think at this point, me personally, I'll say it's a Sokoto case.
Everybody, that watch football, we say that it's only miracle. That we only give you. That will happen.
Even if miracle are to happen, you have to see the attitude of the players on the field.
That's why it's miracle. You don't necessarily need to see it, and it just happened.
What I'm saying is, like
playing the ball.
Yesterday,
making sure
towards the 9 minute, we saw Arsenal, Inter still throwing all they have at Barcelona, and that goal came through. But it doesn't look like Arsenal playing like that. They are so calm. I can't see the urgency. So, second minute of additional time, it is Arsenal still trailing 2-1 in Paris. And can Arsenal convert this one? Oh, the header went off target right there. Look at that cross. Oh. So goal kick to Arsenal. Second minute to PSG. Sorry, second minute of additional time. Personally, as a neutral, I think I am extremely disappointed at Arsenal because I expected them to bring more than they brought to PSG. You know, in Champions League, if you want to win, you have to desire it. You have to sweat, you know, blood, like literally give your all. That's what I mean by the blood. But looking at the way Arsenal has gone at this game, it was just like another Premier League game that they wanted to.
The approach, from them, the hunger and the fire quickly extinguished in the first.
We just saw like first 10
first
minutes
15
they wanted,
minutes,
yes.
and
But the rest,
them conceding that goal again. In fact, they just completely,
so throwing to Arsenal, third minute of additional time, it is, and it looks like it's gone. It's a support to lock case in this one. 2-1 scoreline right now, 3-1 on aggregate. That's a mountain to climb. So, PSG still leading 2-1. You have to give it to them. They lost that in the semi-finals last season, and they are back now, one step into the final already.
Well, kudos to them. They've been trying for a very long time, even with the likes of the superstar Kylian Mbappe, and they couldn't achieve it. And now that it's gone, they've about to go to the final. And I think this should be a lesson to Arsenal also. It's a gradual process. Big thing, start from small. And last season, Arsenal dropped out, I think, in the quarter-final.
Yeah.
And now they've been able to, go all the way to the semi-final, but not good enough. No Arsenal fans will tell you that it's good enough, but at least it's a little bit encouragement and improvement. You look at the clubs into the final now and see how they also, did it. And come next season, if Arsenal is still in the Champions League, they will also be one of the favourites, like they've also been this season. And it's not dependent on how the players and the board react to them not getting anything this season. And this was the only opportunity they had.
Arsenal to meet. Well, anytime from now, the referee will end this encounter. And 5 minutes gone already, the additional time. You can see the PSG president calmly looking. I know they will be counting, looking at the fact that the referee should have ended the game right now. Thomas Partey with the long throwing. And it's finished.
Yeah.
Arsenal lost 2-1 at Parc des Princes. So PSG are in the finals of the UEFA Champions League and Arsenal eliminated. For you, your final take, and how do you feel?
I feel very disappointed. We couldn't do the Ramadan, go back and but we just have to go back and look at how we have played so far this season. Not just this match alone, because this is just the end of Arsenal winning any trophy. So it's I think it's time now for the team to start looking at what went wrong from the beginning to
reevaluate.
Reevaluate and see. Let's see how we are going to respond and work on. Especially the important thing left for Arsenal to do now is for them to keep their star players. Give them new contracts and make sure that they don't go. So regarding this match, very disappointed that we couldn't make it to the final. I was having high hopes even despite losing that first leg, and very, very disappointed. And congratulations to PSG. I think overall, both after 120 minutes, is it 120 minutes now? 180 minutes of football. I think overall they deserve it, and kudos to them.
So the better side went straight to the final. You can see Luis Enrique so happy. PSG, maybe finally it will be their season. Trying season in, season out to lay their hands on this Champions League trophy. It's one trophy that no one wants to lose, including Real Madrid. that has won it 15 times.
Yeah.
Paulo, thanks for joining us today. And my name still remains Afala Adeyemi. This is the piece of our offering, but we'll be back tomorrow for the Europa League and the Conference League matchup right there. Till we meet again, it's a good night and God bless you.